Hey everyone, I'm MTS, aka Mel the Scientist, and today we are going to be taking the Psychopath Test. Yes, I've got my paper and pen. We are going to see if I qualify for, what is it? We're going to see if I qualify for psychopath behavioral thinking. Let's jump in.
Have you ever wondered if you might be a psychopath? It's thought that about 1% of the population might test positive for psychopathy, so that might mean that some of you could find out today if you're 1 in 100. We're sure you'll tell us how you did at the end. We won't go through everything here as to the genesis of psychopathy, but we will tell you that there's something called a psychopathy checklist. Mental health professionals might use this test as a psychopathy test. That's what we'll use today as the basis for our questions. We should say not to get too worried if you don't like the score you get, because to really understand how your mind works, you have to consult with a professional. This is not meant to support a diagnosis.
Right, disclaimer. do not submit this as evidence for anything. If you're actually worried about your behavior, please consult with a professional. Please.
And is just a quiz. We'll tell you what the scores mean at the end. You can score the test as follows. 0, this does not apply to me at all.
Okay.
1, this applies to me somewhat.
Okay.
2, this definitely applies to me. Keep track of your score. You might need to type the numbers or write them down. Number 1. Do you exhibit glib and superficial charm? If you don't know what glib means, it can be described as being able to talk smoothly but be insincere while you're doing it. You can charm folks, but it's somewhat a fake you. So again, if this is totally true for you, give yourself a 2. If it's a bit true, you get a 1, and if not true at all, you get a 0.
Can I put myself down for a 1.5? Because if I'm feeling some type of way in the moment, I will really want to let that person see how I feel, but at the same time, I will retract it within myself. I will keep it within myself and give them something slightly more cheerful and higher than maybe what I'm feeling at the moment. Yeah, I'm going to put myself down for like a 1.5. I don't think they plan on doing 0.5s in this test, but we're going to do 1.5 for the first one. So number 1 is 1.5.
0. Write that down. Number 2. Do you have a grandiose estimation of yourself? You know, do you have a really high opinion of yourself, but others might think that you have too high an opinion?
No.
You don't care. You know you're superior to them. Number 3. Do you have a constant...
Hold on. Let's think about this for a second.
Need opinion.
Grandiose estimation of yourself. I mean, I'm not that cat, definitely. The cat thinking he's a lion. Oh, I didn't even see that. I'm very confident of my abilities, but also I consider myself to be very humble at the same time. I do blush when people talk about the things that I've done in a good way. But at the same time, also, I know I'm good at the things I do. And I think if one knows that they're good, they should know they're good. At the same time, exerting humility is a good way to strike that balance between the two. So I'm going to say 0 because I am not delusional whatsoever.
You don't care. You know you're superior to them. Number 3. Do you have a constant need for stimulation? Are you bored really easily? Number 4. Are you a...
Wait. Okay, we're zipping through these. Do you have a constant need for stimulation? Not like a psychopath would. My mother made sure to keep me busy my whole life, so as a result, it is weird when I have free time. But I do like to just rest sometimes and just chill and do nothing for a change, so I'm going to say no. You know what? I'll say 1. I'll say 1. Just so I'm not fully kidding myself.
Need for stimulation? Are you bored really easily? Number 4. Are you a pathological liar?
Absolutely
okay, we
not.
all tell lies, more lies than we think we tell, but are you living in a kind of world of lies?
Absolutely
Is it even hard
not.
to know when you're not lying? You lie so much. That's why the word pathological is used as it relates to disease. Number 5. Are you cunning and manipulative? Do you know deep inside that you are one very cunning person who can easily manipulate others to get what you want? Are you even proud you might excel at this? Number 6.
That I have the ability to finesse only in situations where I feel like I need to, but I definitely don't do it all the time. And I'm not proud of it either. I just kind of do what I need to do, don't I? So I'm going to say 0.5 for me on that one. Yeah, we're going to do 0.5.
Easily manipulate others to get what you want. Are you even proud you might excel at this? Number 6. Do you have a lack of remorse or guilt? So, do you do bad things and for some reason, you never feel bad about it? You just keep on trucking because, hey, why burden yourself with
Not like that, though. Not if I see someone drowning.
Number 7.
No, I would definitely. Well, if someone has put themselves in a situation that they know they did not need to be in, and if I tried to tell them so and they didn't listen, do I feel remorse? I feel remorse that they didn't listen to me, but I don't feel remorse that they got themselves to that situation, especially if I try to encourage them to do something different. I mean, if I see someone drowning, I'm definitely going to like call the police or something, help if I can help. So I'm going to say 0.5 again.
About it. You just keep on trucking because, hey, why burden yourself with senseless guilt? Number 7. Do you have a shallow affect? We guess you don't know what that means. It kind of means when your emotional reactions to things are shallow. They tend to be short-lived, or there seems in you a reduction of emotional response to certain actions or events. You might feel nothing or little when people around you are drowning in emotion. Number 8.
Well, there are times where, I'm not really feeling in the mood for something, but I'm in a space where the vibe is the opposite of what I'm feeling. I have to put on a certain face, but I wouldn't call it shallow because I won't. How can I say this? No, I don't think I have a shallow effect. I'm gonna say no.
You might feel nothing or little when people around you are drowning in emotion. Number 8. Are you callous?
Oh no, well, absolutely not. If someone's being emotional, I'll feel emotional with them, especially if I can empathize or sympathize in some sort of fashion. But if someone's feeling emotional, I'm definitely going to be understanding in that situation.
And do you lack empathy? This is similar but not the same. Imagine when people see something that should elicit sadness, but you feel nothing at all. You don't feel sorry for the dying animal in the wildlife documentary.
Oh,
You
I
seem fine
definitely
when you
feel
hear someone's
sorry.
bad news. Number 9. Do you have a parasitic lifestyle? Do you live off of others and have no guilt about this?
I do not.
Number 10. Do you have poor behavioral controls? Is it hard for you to restrain yourself? Do you have little self-control? Number 11.
I absolutely have self-control. I mean, sometimes you just want to show another side of you, but no, I know how to conduct myself in public and around people.
Are you sexually promiscuous? Do you restrain yourself? Do you have little self-control? Number 11. Are you sexually promiscuous? This
Absolutely
simply means
not.
do you sleep around? Do you have a lot of intimate partners or one-night stands? Number 12. Did you display early behavior problems? Were you the
I did not.
out-of-control little kid? Number 13. Do you lack realistic long-term goals? That's self-explanatory, but some experts say psychopaths might lack goals, but then just say,
Well, sexiest man on earth, well, that's delusion. Astronaut, that's not. I mean, yes, a long-term goal that you can definitely work for to achieve. I don't know why they put that there. Unless you just constantly have that as a goal, but you're not putting in any effort towards it, then it most definitely becomes delusion and unrealistic.
stuff like, I want to rule the world or become an
No,
astronaut, but they have
I actually made it to, well, I haven't made it yet, but I said I want to be a scientist, and I am currently in that path right now, and I couldn't be happier, and I have even more and bigger things to achieve, and I'm well on my way to achieving them.
taken no steps to do that. Number 14. Are you overly impulsive? Do actions happen too often without much thinking
Absolutely
in the
not.
process? Number 15, are you irresponsible? Number 16, do you fail to accept...
Dang, they're sitting through these.
Number 15, are you irresponsible?
I do not litter, so no. I hate when I see... Oh, it's despicable seeing trash laid out on the ground when the trash can is 3 feet from you.
Number 16, do you fail to accept responsibility for your own actions? You know you messed up, but still, you won't be accountable for your actions.
I mean, initially you don't want to take fault for some things, but you know, after a bit of reflection, you can see where your fault is in a situation. So eventually you do, even if you don't have to admit it, but as long as you know where you did wrong, then that's okay.
Number 17. Have you had many short-term marital relationships? Many of our viewers won't have been married, but perhaps your relationships never seem to last long. Number 18. Do you have a history of juvenile delinquency?
Absolutely
this is
not.
more than tantrums as a kid. It means, did you get into more serious trouble as a juvenile? Number 19. Have you experienced a revocation of conditional release? This won't mean much to any of you because it means a person has been released from incarceration under the condition that they don't commit another crime, but they do. To make it work for you, are you a recidivist in terms of doing the same things wrong again and again? Do you keep getting in trouble even after you've said you wouldn't do that thing again? Number 20. Do you display criminal versatility? Does crime come easy to you and are you good at it in many ways?
No,
you have a knack for
I want
criminal
to be good at
enterprises,
it.
even if just small transgressions such as cheating and stealing small things. So how did you score? If you scored a 0, you have absolutely no psychopath.
Let's see. 1.5 plus 1 is 2.5 plus 0.5 is 3 plus 3.5. Oh, 3.5. Cool. Yeah, wait, let's make sure. 3.5. Yep. My score comes down to 3.5. Let's see how it works.
But it's unlikely many people will get a 0. Many people do score less than 6 though, which might be called neurotypical or normal. On the other hand, if you scored a 40, you might be what's called a prototypical psychopath, a complete psycho. We're told scoring higher than 30 puts you in the psychopath field, but non-psychopathic people who may have some kind of antisocial personality disorder might score between 16 and 22. They might also have a criminal...
They have a criminal record. Within the psychopath field and prototypical psychopath, well, that just means you scored 2 for all of them. And you most definitely need help. Well, safe to say, as I already knew, I'm not a psychopath. But let's finish the video.
Criminal record. As we said, this is not a diagnostic test and it shouldn't be taken too seriously. The real tests we leave to professionals. But out of interest, what score did you get?
Yes. The results came out as expected. But I just wanted to see what questions that they asked, so that one could see if they were potentially a psychopath. That was fun. I already knew what was going to happen, but that was really fun. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again in the next video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Peace and love.